Perfect. All right, we're
Okay,
on.
so you have these. Tell me about what you have. These lots that you have in.
Sure. So, as you know, Sean, I've been developing here in the area for almost 10 years now. And we recently launched one of our newest developments in Tulum
Okay.
in an area called Region 11. So if you can see the map here, let me close up a little bit. You have, I'll go over the location first. I'll talk a little bit about, you know, the essence of the product, and I'll get into the pricing and all that. So if you see the red line, right, this is the main highway. So over here to the right, you have Cancun and Playa del Carmen. As you're coming in to Tulum, you have this avenue called Cova. Cova is the avenue that has been around for many years. This is the only one that used to take you to the beach. We're talking just 2 years ago. And then you have the new street, which is called Kukulkan, which this street opened 2 years ago, and it now takes you to the beach. And if you continue, you cross downtown. This is all downtown right here. You get to the Gypsy Market, which is another very little interesting area here. And then the very next street is called 10th Avenue. You take 10th Avenue up, going inland, and you're going to go up probably for about 7 minutes. And then you're going to reach a street that is going to take you inside to our project Selvarum. So from where Selvarum is to the downtown area of Tulum, you're literally 10 minutes. Okay, so 10 minutes to downtown. Actually, we have a little spread here. It says 5 minutes, but it's give or take 10 minutes. To the beach.
And then you're actually crossing over the overpass on the train track, right?
That's right. That's right. As a matter of fact, let me show you another image here, which is pretty cool because oops, give me a second here. Okay. So this black line that you see here is the main highway. That's the one I was showing you guys right now. The main train station is right here, this red dot.
Right.
Our lot is right here. So you will be able to go from our lot directly to the train station.
Is that walkable? Because I think that's walkable, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, distance, I want to say it's like, look, I have it here. It's only a few minutes driving and walkable.
Yeah.
So to the train station, you're 5 minutes. So walkable, I would say maybe is going to be a 20-25 minute walk, more or less.
Yeah, okay. That's not going to be fun in Tulum heat.
In the heat. Yeah, I wouldn't walk. But maybe on a bicycle, I could do that.
Yeah.
So
that's still
yeah,
really close to the train station.
Super close to the station, really close to downtown Tulum, and 20 minutes to the beach. So
yeah, you can go either way then if you want to go to Tulum, you can either go back to the left there and then cross over the overpass, or you can go to the right and come down Cova and get right down to the beginning of town.
Correct. Exactly.
That allows you to hit bookends of Tulum easily, because that's one of the things I get frustrated with is it takes me 20 minutes to get from the northern side of Tulum to the southern side of Tulum at least. And so if you had an ability to hit either one, that's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, and then the airport, just for my reference, where is that in relation to all of this?
The airport would be to the left, so right over here. The airport and the Mayan train are meant to connect with each other. So you notice over here, this square in white, this is the airport. Okay. So there's a new road, which is where the actual Mayan train goes through. So you have the Mayan train, and parallel to the Mayan train, literally right next to Mayan train, there's going to be an avenue, which is going to be for cars and vehicles. And the idea is that you can get from the airport to the train station. And of course, we're going to be right, in between.
Yeah. I've actually driven that road. It's a dirt road now, but it's a pretty damn good graded dirt road as well. Okay, so I really like the location. Tell me, Tony, though, one of the things I'm curious about is, so they're at 40,000 right now.
Mhm.
What would be, if you were to go buy land like that same lot in a finished development today, what would that cost you?
So cost per square meter, as you know, everything here is in square meters.
Right.
Cost per square meter in that area of a development is right around $300 per square meter. So
Okay.
so you're going to be paying anywhere between 55 and $65,000.
Okay.
But these are lots that are not in a community. They're finished,
Right.
but
Yeah.
they're not in a community. If these are in a community, they're part of a what we call a condominium regimen. So there's amenities, there's a guard. When you have a lot inside of amenity, the cost goes up even higher. So from $300 per square meter, you could be looking at $600 per square meter, right? Aldea Zama is at $700-800, starting at $700-800 a square meter.
Okay.
So I would say that that same lot in a development like this that has amenities that's finished, you're probably
Yeah.
looking at 75,000.
Okay. So you're getting the lot for about 50% of the market value today, is what that works out to.
Correct.
And then
Yes.
when's the delivery date?
So the development, which is this that you're seeing here, is broken down into two phases. You have phase one, which is this here to the left, and then phase two. They're identical. They're basically replicas. Phase one is going to be delivered in 2.5 years. And then the second phase is going to be delivered in 2 more years. So basically 4.5 years for the entire development to be delivered. So let's
Okay.
just say you bought in this first stage, right? And you wanted to start building 3 years from now, you could do that. Okay.
Okay.
And then what's really cool about this is that the development, which is a full 11 hectares, okay, it's a full 11 hectares, also comes with a additional lot that was purchased. Let me actually show you what I mean, because right next to this lot, actually right here, if you can see my cursor, right here, there's going to be another lot that is just for amenities, and that's 1 full hectare. So you
Okay.
have 11 hectares, which is nothing but, going to be residential developments. There's going to be parks and, you can run and little pathways for you to walk. But the amenities are right over here. It's another full hectare. And let me show you a quick video of what those amenities look like, because you're going to have anywhere from, of course, we're going to have pools. We're going to have, I don't know if you know what a temazcal is.
Yeah,
You heard of
I do,
that?
but you might want to clarify that for the people watching, because not everybody knows what a temazcal is.
It's like a igloo, which is it's a rounded thing, all out of concrete. Then they put these hot rocks in the middle, and then you're guided through a Mayan with a shaman who does a Mayan. It's something that's been done for many, 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 many years, and it's meant to detox you. So you're in there sitting with the hot rocks. It's like a big steam room, basically. And he's guiding you through, certain things you're saying that are basically meant to cleanse you from everything, right? Spirits, detox. I mean, it's something that the Mayans did for many years. So we're gonna have that in this community. And in addition to the amenities, actually, because this here is showing you just the residential part. What I like is you're gonna have a lot of green areas, because for every lot, so for example, this square here would be 1 lot, right? This lot, you have to conserve 50% of the original jungle.
Okay.
So out of the 11 hectares between roads and parks, you're only going to be in only about 35% of that is going to be houses. The other 70% is going to be roads and conserved parks. So it's really, really cool. And then
Looks nice.
Right? Yeah. And then this here are the amenities. So I mentioned that the lot right next to it is you're gonna have a huerto, which is a organic farm with a restaurant that's gonna serve farm to table. So this is gonna be as fresh as it gets, right? Chicken, so eggs, fruit, vegetables, and the restaurant is gonna serve all this fresh right there. Then it's gonna have It's gonna have a like a little yoga palapa, which is this that you're seeing. You're gonna have a pool. Actually, this is gonna do a better job than I will. Little video that shows you. So that's the organic farm. You're gonna have, oh, that's the temazcal right there. Okay.
Okay.
Lounge area all throughout. We're gonna have a cold plunge too, that you don't see in this, but that's something that we recently added. You're gonna have a cold plunge. In addition to, we're gonna have an outside jungle gym as well, bar area, the restaurant, and these amenities are nothing but amenities. So there's no residential here, just the amenities. The residential is right next to it. So you'd walk out of your residential community and then step into the amenities. So the vibe changes automatically because you're going to have all these cool things happening right next to your property. And these are exclusive, by the way, just to the community owners. This is not open to the general public.
Yeah, because I know a lot of developments are making all the amenities open to the general public to. So it's interesting that this, I mean, that's good that this is just private. Okay, so $40,000 for a lot, that's I imagine a 1,600 square meter lot, is that about right?
That's about right. 1,700.
1,700?
1,700. And then they go from 1,700 square feet to 2,000. And then we have some that are 2,500, 3,000, all the way to 4,400 square feet.
Okay, so
For
you
those
can't
that wanna-
get them. So if somebody wanted a 4,400 square feet, that's gonna be what, like 100,000 probably?
Yeah, exactly. The 400 square meter or 4,400 square feet is gonna be, yeah, exactly 100,000.
Okay. And how many of these lots are you gonna sell at this current price? Because I imagine with any other, like any other preventa, you're gonna go up eventually. And so when is your point where you're gonna take prices up next? Is it on a number or a date, or how do you?
Yeah, it's it's about every 30 something lots that we sell, we increase the price. So
Okay.
the first stage has 70 plus lots. That
Okay.
one's gonna have 3 to 4 increments depending on the demand. So for
Okay.
example, we project that by the time the first stage is sold out, if you bought now, you would have
Yeah.
made at least annually, you're going to make anywhere between 12 and 20%, okay,
Okay.
per year. So if you wait a couple years, 3 years, you already made 50% of your money on this
Right.
lot. Okay. We already increased it once because we launched 45 days ago, and
Yeah.
literally last week we hit the first goal. It only went up 4% for now. So
Okay.
there was a 4% increase. The next increase is going to be somewhere around 5, and then the next one 7, and so forth. So within the first year, you can still make 12, 15, max 20% on your money, just in this next year.
Yeah, and I personally have bought lots in another area, and yeah, they're doing very well. They're currently selling it like more than double what I paid for them. So
Wow, good job.
yeah, so I got really lucky. Of course, I'm trying to sell a couple of them now, and I haven't been able to do that yet. But
Send them.
Yeah, you can sell them.
Yeah. Where are they
Okay.
at? More or less.
Lunara, so it's between it's near Ishpuha.
Oh yeah, between Playa and Tulum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I'm familiar with that. Yeah,
Okay.
send them my way.
Okay, I will.
But this project, this FYI, so Forbes, this project is gonna be featured on Forbes Mexico.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'll send you the info on that as soon as the article's out. But we're chosen as one of the most innovative developments in Mexico because yeah, and mainly because of the fact that we're conserving 50% of the jungle. That's not something that's common, as you know. The fact as well that we're doing the organic amenities like the organic farm, food to table. Forbes is really was looking for developments that were innovating or being sustainable in the way that they build, which that's another topic. Because when we you know, as I mentioned earlier to you, actually, we didn't mention it here on the Zoom, so probably it's good for me to say this, that each lot has a restriction that you're only allowed to build 50%. So this here gives you an idea, right? So the smallest lot, which is 1,700 square foot, you can build on 50% of the lot, but you can go up 3 stories. So you're basically being able to build 1,700. You're going to be able to build around 2,400 square feet on the smallest lot, a 2,400 square foot home.
And then I know you said 3 floors, but you know, could you have 10-foot ceilings on all 3 floors or 12-foot ceilings on all 3 floors and go up even higher, or is there a restriction
No,
on
good
height?
question. It would be 12 meters max.
12 meters max, okay.
Yeah, so basically 3 meters, which would be 10 feet, 10 feet per
Yeah.
floor.
And that would be in, like, if you wanted to do a palapa or something on the roof, that 36 meters would have to incorporate that palapa as well, right? The palapa couldn't go above it.
You know what? That's a great question. I believe you could. So you would do 1, 2, 3, and then you could do half a floor with a palapa style. It cannot be concrete on top, right? Like an additional 4th floor, but it could be an outside terrace with a palapa.
Okay, well, that's cool, because that's pretty good height on a unit.
That's very good height, because by the time you know, if let's just say you bought the smallest lot at $40,000, you spend about another 150 to 200,000 on the house, right? Plus permits. Permits are fairly inexpensive for a house. I mean, you're going to be in it maybe 220 to say 250, and you got, you know, a 2,000 plus square foot home in Tulum. You can't get that at all right now, right? Anywhere in that region, you're looking at houses, because we're talking about a standalone house. A condo, you can find it for 200, 300, but a house starts at 350 plus for something like this. So I think that if you wanted to buy the lot, build the house, and sell the house as a whole, you're going to be able to profit even more as well, you know.
Wow.
Now, another thing that's important too, sorry, is I see this as a midterm investment, right?
Yeah.
I would say short term, because you can, of course, you can buy now, sell a lot in 2 years, but I think you're cutting yourself short, because the community has to be finished for the capital gains to reach their maximum potential. And then if you build on top of that, well, then that goes even higher.
So on the building, I mean, you're saying you can build a 2,400 square foot home for like 200,000?
So a 2,400 square foot, let me do my math here, because I think in square meters. But
That's like 220 square feet.
Yeah, so you could build a 2,000 square foot home for about 220.
Okay. And that would be like, you could do a 3-bedroom probably in a 2,000 square foot
Yes.
home. That were pretty
No
good size.
problem. You would do a 3-bedroom. You'd still have an outside area big enough to be able to do a pool or a barbecue grill outside. So if you notice this here, let me do a little close up on this. So this that's kept in white, this would be where the actual house would be built. And then all these little red marks, this is where you'd have to conserve. So you have here from where your house would end, if you wanted to go to the limit, you don't have to. From here to here, you still have 10 feet, right? And feet, and then you could still do a pool like this.
Okay.
In your backyard. So, or leave it for garden. That's up to each one. We deliver lots with electricity. And of course the amenities. These will be ready to be titled upon the delivery of the lot.
So what about water and sewer? Are they you gonna have septic tanks, or is it gonna be a community sewer, or how does that work?
It will be septic tanks. So each house would have its own septic tank. And of course, we will help them with that. We have right now 3 different options that people can choose from. We will install it. The client does have to pay for it, because it depends on which one they want. And that depends on the size of the house, right? The bigger the house, the bigger the septic tank. But septic
Right.
tanks are not that expensive. I mean, we're looking at anywhere between $1,500 to, I say, max $5,000 for,
Oh,
you
wow.
know, a
Yeah,
bigger capacity of one.
that's pretty, okay. And then same thing, I guess, you would have to put in a well as well, right?
Yeah, so for your regular use water of the house, we
Yeah.
would basically drill a hole and then extract the water from the ground, which is how in Tulum it's done in the whole Riviera Maya, basically.
Okay, is it expensive to drill wells here or not?
No, no, the well is maybe gonna be a few $100s.
Really?
Yeah, wells are very, very easy to do. I mean, I'd say maybe at most $1,000,
And
and it's
usually the US where it's like 10 grand for a well. And that's if they
really.
don't have, yeah, and if they have to go down more than 100 feet, then they charge, per foot after that.
Oof. No,
Yeah,
here you're even having to go that far. I believe you can reach 6 meters, so that's about 20 feet.
yeah.
You touch water because, as you know, we're rich here with underground water, rivers,
Yeah, underground water
cenotes.
everywhere, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially right now, it's like flooding with water right now. We got cenotes emptying into the ocean right now because it's so, I don't know if you saw the videos on Playa,
I
but
did. I
you
did.
got all
That's
these,
pretty wild. Yeah.
these cenotes releasing the water into the ocean. Okay,
Oh,
so
that's pretty wild.
220,000 for the house plus 40 for the lot, so 260,000 is kind of an all-in price to get a 2,000 square foot home. That's pretty impressive. Do
Yes.
people, and are those, your lot prices are subject to go up every, few months. The housing prices, are they gonna ratchet up with the lot prices like 3%, 4% as well, or do they stay the same?
Yeah. Yeah. So the appreciation of a house uh tends to be a little more than a condo, because a house, it has its own private lot. So you have your garden, you have your own private
Yeah,
pool, your standalone house. So a house will always increment slightly more. I want to say anywhere, and I'm being very conservative, I would say 3 to 5% at the very least
okay,
would be appreciation. But depending on what you build, if it's something very rare and it's done well and it offers a unique architecture,
yeah,
it can be maybe 5 to 7%
okay.
on an
So,
annual
but my,
basis.
my question more is along the lines of that $40,000 lot, as soon as you sell out the next 30 units, that's gonna go up another 7%, say.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. The lots will go up. Exactly. So
So do
big,
the house prices go up as the lots go up, or they stay kind of flat?
no. The cost of construction of a house doesn't
Yeah,
go up as much as the value of a lot.
okay,
The cost of construction is not really based on the appreciation of the area, but rather the cost of materials
right,
of
okay.
the area.
And then, so you're only gonna see price changes as materials go up throughout the year or
Correct.
years. Okay, so first phase, 2.5 years will be done, second phase, 2 years after that. The
Mhm.
lots, people can buy lots at that $40,000 price in either phase,
No,
or,
right now, phase one. So
okay,
by the time we get to phase two, that $40,000 lot is gonna be somewhere around, let me check. It's gonna be somewhere around the $55,000, $60,000 mark.
right,
Um,
okay,
at the very least. No, I apologize. That's incorrect. Give me a second though. I did per year appreciation, but no, that's gonna be in 2.5 years. So $40,000 will be 60,000. They're going to be starting at 60,000 plus on the second
okay.
phase.
And so in 2 years, you'll start offering those, I would assume?
That's correct.
Okay, and then they'll
Unless
start
we,
at 60.
excuse me, unless we sell out much faster, like at the rate we're going at, yeah, we could probably sell this in the next year and a half at most.
Right,
If that is the case, then we would release the second stage much faster. But if we're
okay,
conservative, in 2 to 2.5 years, we release the second stage.
okay, and then how many total units are going up here, or how many total lots?
Total lots, we have between both stages. Give me a second, because on just the first stage. Oh, and by the way, if people want to go to the website,
Yeah,
they could check it out. It's literally selvarum.com. And here you're going to be able to access all the information of the lots, all the characteristics, what it offers. And then if you
okay,
go to where it says master plan, it actually will show you the lots that are still available. So for example, notice this here is the first stage, and then this would be the second stage. So here on the first stage, we have 140 lots, more or less.
okay,
Excuse me. Sorry, 170, I apologize. And then on the second one, another 170 lots. So 170 times 2, we're looking at 340 lots.
so 340 lots and you've sold 40 already.
Mm-hmm. And if you go, this is a very interactive map too. So for example, let's just say you wanted to look at lot 53. You click it and it shows you the size of the lot in square meters, the price, and you can change it to English. I think I have it in Spanish here. And you can choose the different options of how you want to pay it. So the longest financing term is 48 months at 0% interest. Okay. Now, if you say, hey, Tony, well, I can pay it off in less time. If you pay it off in, say, 24 months, we give you a 5% discount.
Okay.
If you pay it within a year, 8% discount, or you can just pay it cash all in one payment, we give you 12% discount. So the $40,000 lot goes to $36,000.
Oh, nice. Okay. Very nice. Trying to think if I have any other questions. I don't know how you did the interactive videos, but those are pretty impressive.
Those are pretty cool, right? Yeah, and if anybody is interested, obviously, have them connect with you. You send me their contact. We'll get on a Zoom call with them. We'll go over the details. I mean, right now I'm just giving you the quick presentation, and we can do a specific presentation with them. Ask all the questions that they want to ask. Show them the videos. I'll send them all the info. We have a digital brochure, the digital videos, and all the galleries that I was showing you guys. And they can also check it out here as well on the webpage.
Okay. So if I'm assuming you have your own builder you're working with, or when they buy a lot or load, are they allowed to use whoever they want, or they need to exclusively use you guys to build?
Great question. So we do have our own, but they don't have to go through our builder. We put the builder there because a lot of people, they don't know who to go with. So we put our own builder, which is someone of trust. I've been building with him. As you know, I also develop condos and houses, and it's been the same construction company for the last 8 years. And these guys are phenomenal. They've been in Tulum for over 15 years. They've finished 20 plus projects here, and these guys know what they're doing. But you don't have to go with them either. We are going to offer 3 different models. So if you do decide to go with our architects, there's 3 different models, which we're actually working on now. Hopefully in the next 30 days, we'll have those models. Maybe we can do another Zoom and I'll show the models. So people can see what they look like. But they can also go with their own architect and their own builder.
Yeah, I like this development a lot. Like I said, this is from my standpoint, this is one of the best money makers in the Riviera Maya, is when you get into a lot or a development, where you have all the amenities and you buy lots within that. They seem to appreciate very well. And at $40,000, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if 5 years those are worth $160,000.
Oh yeah, because the Tulum track record has that. When I started investing here, only 8 years ago, I bought lots for, at the time, for $75,000. I got an offer on that lot recently for $220,000. I didn't sell it because I actually built the project, but I was tempted to sell it. And I didn't buy that 8 years ago, by the way. That was probably like 5 years ago.
Oh, really?
6 years ago, yeah. Because the first ones we bought, we built, and that one we just kept. But now we're building it. So yeah, Tulum has shown that the best investment when it comes to appreciation and just letting your money work for you without having to worry about rental, maintenance, HOA, or nothing is land, without a
Yeah.
doubt, right? Now,
And there's
some
also there are some, people want bigger plots of land. I mean, I saw some yesterday, like 1,500 square meters, in zone 9, I believe. So there's still a lot of, opportunity out there if people have an interest in that. But, this deal here is pretty phenomenal. Like I said,
because you know what,
40,000.
why too, I think, Sean, is you really can get in. As far as Tulum, there's places surrounding Tulum, between the Riviera Maya, but when it comes to Tulum, there isn't anything you can buy for $40,000, anything. And if someone can show me, let me know, because I'd be interested in buying there too.
Yeah.
So this is Tulum right here. This map is Tulum, right? So Tulum, for those that maybe are not too familiar, you have the downtown area, which is this here, right? You have the closer to the ocean area, which is Aldea Zama, Region 15, and Veleta. So Veleta's here, Region 15, and then you have Region 8. You have some lots here too. And that's it, right? This is as far as on this side of the highway. And then on this side of the highway, you basically have, we're in Region 11. So we would be right, actually, from this map, we're right around here, right here. Okay, but that's it. Tulum is not that big, right? A lot of people sometimes don't realize that, you really can build. Like over here, this is the national reserve called Shankan, and you can't build there because you don't have the foundation. It's like swampland. So even if you wanted to, you can't. And then right here, these are all subterranean rivers where you can buy land, but the municipality does not allow you to build something of heavy weight, like a house or condos. You can build a little palapa, a little restaurant, or like a tree house, but you can't build anything too heavy here. So that eliminates a lot of Tulum. And then over here, lastly, right over here, you have the Mayan ruins, and then you have the Jaguar Park. I'm sure you heard of that. This is all protected too. You can't build there.
Yeah, the Jaguar Park, I'm told, is going to be 3 times the size of Central Park. Is that what you're hearing as well?
Actually, according to my data, is 6 times bigger than
6
Central
times.
Park in
Oh,
New York.
man.
It's
And they're opening up public beaches there as well.
that's correct. Yep. So the
That's
government,
the thing. That's the thing that Tulum has really been missing, I think, are the public beaches. So that's,
yes,
I mean, that's really cool that they're doing that.
yeah. I really like we're not gonna get into politics on this conversation, but I really like our president today, and he's been doing a lot of positive things for the Yucatan Peninsula. His idea was the airport. They built it. The military built that, as you know. The mine train was built by them. The Jaguar Park was built by them. The idea of creating public beaches was built by them. So I think that for this area of Mexico, this president, which is the same party as the one before who did all this stuff, they have another 6 years term. So I think Tulum, the next 6 years, is in very good hands with this party as well. That's huge.
Yeah, I think so. As long as Claudia stays along the same lines as AMLO, things should be a lot better.
I agree with that. I do.
Yeah.
And so I think Tulum is going to have a key growth right now. I don't know if you saw that she just announced 2 more roads, because they were saying that she was against development and tourism, and she's like, who's saying that? She's like, I come from the same party as AMLO. I mean, we were the ones who did all that. I'm announcing new roads, and she just recently announced a bunch of new roads, that are going to go out through not just here, but in the rest of the country. So I think that's a great thing for Mexico as a whole.
Yeah, that's a really great thing for Mexico. If they can figure out some roads going over some of these mountains, that would be really cool too, to get, from point A to point B a little bit better. But yeah, that's really good news. That's the one thing I like about Mexico. There's lots of things I like about Mexico, but the fact that they can still invest in infrastructure here. It's like in the US, I don't know how familiar you are with the construction industry there, but they have, everything has to be like union wages, which means like even the guys holding the signs like saying slow are making 50 bucks an hour. So you have to pay the union wages. Then you have to have like a safety observer, like usually as somebody observing safety for every 5 employees that are working. You got to have mandatory meetings in the morning. And then you got to have X amount of liability insurance, you got to have all the equipment. So what happens is in an entire state like Ohio, where I'm from, you might have two, possibly three, but usually like just two companies that are even qualified to bid. And the rumor is they always say, you go high, I go low, this one, and then we'll switch next time. And so that's how they do their bids. But like for instance, I was looking at asphalt to get like, I don't know, 300 feet plus a parking lot was I think like 100,000 in the US for asphalt paving.
No way.
But that was me to do it privately. If I were to do it, if the government was to do it, like they were to put in a public, like that was all the government work, it would be over $1 million. So everything they're
Are you
doing
serious?
is, yeah. So the US has so much debt, and then on top of that, the construction
Right.
costs are so high that they don't have money to be putting in Mayan train systems and new
No.
highways and that kind of stuff. So that's amazing to see from my standpoint in Mexico, because I was talking to a couple this morning on the beach from Monterrey, and they're telling me just how much growth is happening in Monterrey. And I don't know if you read, Mexico got like $45 billion in the first 6 months of this year just for in foreign investment for
Foreign
manufacturing.
investment. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
40 billion.
that's amazing. Yeah.
That is
So
wild. And we're on track to hit record-breaking records when it comes to foreign investment.
yeah,
And a lot of people are talking about this. I'm not sure if I mentioned this to you, Sean, but I'm taking a master's degree by a private university, ranked one of the top two probably in the country. And
yeah,
the fund manager of the largest real estate fund in the country, called Fibra Uno, okay? He's one of our teachers.
yeah,
And so I'm asking him all kinds of questions. I'm taking advantage of his know-how and expertise.
yeah,
And I said, where would you think Mexico is today, overall when it comes to development? And he said that this is historic, that in his opinion, this is the best time that Mexico's ever had in over 100 years. Imagine
yeah.
that. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I see the exact same thing. I mean, wherever I go, Tijuana, Mexico City, Guadalajara, Monterrey, it doesn't matter. Everywhere, Cabos, every place is just on fire for growth. I mean, when we were, cause I met you and when we were in Mexico City, I think I counted 30 cranes that were building new high rises just in Mexico City, and that was just near Polanco. Um,
wow. Yeah, that's just in a small perimeter.
Yeah, so like, I keep telling people, it's like, what if Mexico has 130 million people today, how many people are going to be here in 10 years? My guess is 150 million, but it may be more than that.
Yeah, well, I think you and I were having a conversation, and you asked me what's the population of Tulum,
yeah,
and I thought it was because 2020 was like 40,000 or 50,000. That was
yeah,
the last census, and I thought, maybe we're at around 60, and you were like, no, it's got to be over 100. Well, I checked, and you're right. It's
yeah,
over. It's got to be over 100 now. In
yeah,
just
yeah, it's
4 years,
crazy.
it doubled.
And well, and those numbers don't include the tourists that are here. It might include the, people with residency, but it doesn't include the tourists. So the actual number of people there is much higher.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just the
So,
fixed population living here.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, Tulum's a nice. I used to like be partial to Playa, then Cancun, then Tulum, and now Tulum is growing on me. I'm
I remember
starting.
actually when I met you, you were like, I'm not so fond of Tulum. I like the vibe
Yeah.
of Playa. And then you started coming more recently. And what do you think is it about Tulum that you now like that maybe you didn't see on your first
Well,
choice?
I've heard there. So no one could answer my question on roads for a long time, and so when I drive through, my old perception is I would go through Tulum and it seemed like a just organized chaotic mess.
Mm-hmm.
Garbage everywhere, dirt roads that are extremely difficult to navigate and, pass through, especially if there's rain.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and, just didn't look like anything was happening. And I would ask people about the roads, like, who's going to pay for the roads? And they would all say, well, the developer is going to pay for the roads. And I'm like, no, The developer's done. He
Yeah.
put maybe paved roads in his side as development, but he's not paving that road out there. You know,
No.
and so no one could give me a good answer. And then finally, somebody said, no, the mayor is the government's gonna take care of all of the paving. And then supposedly the mayor has committed to having everything paved within 3 years.
Oh,
But,
wow.
you know,
So
but somebody
that I
else said
didn't
it's,
know, but
somebody
that's
else said the deadline is 6 years, but he's gonna try to do it in 3. So I don't know. So 3 to 6 years, everything should be paved. So then I'm like, okay, well, that would solve a big problem. And then I
huge.
just start looking at all the architectural, buildings and stuff. The architecture in Tulum is like blows anything away in Playa.
Top notch, man. The standard is the highest.
Yeah, and then I look at I know it's, you have bookends on the north and south, so you can't like grow it to the north or south. But man, to the west, you can grow as far as you want to grow. And so my current thought is Tulum, it might be 20 years from now, but it could be as little as 10. I think Tulum will surpass Cancun in terms of population.
Wow.
And
That's a pretty big bet you're saying there.
and I think it will be one of the most affluent cities in the world. Because like right now, I'm seeing a lot of houses that are north of $1 million. And if I look at how many of those I'm seeing that are north of $1 million, and I, divide it by what I think are, about how many homes are there, it's a big percentage, in new construction, I would say 20-30% are over $1 million. When you get into a villa.
Yep.
So yeah, you're gonna have a disproportionate number of $1 million plus homes. You've got, the Jaguar Park, you've got the nature reserve, you got the train, you got the international airport. Yeah, the only thing you're missing is maybe a college, and then they got the green school that's coming in.
You got the green school right here. Yep. And then
Yeah,
you're familiar with Plaza Las Americas, the
yes,
shopping center that they're gonna have one right around. I'm not sure if it's gonna come in here or here, but it's gonna be super close. And that they're already started construction.
you guys need a Costco.
I know that would be the ultimate.
Yeah,
Once Costco's here, Tulum. You're
yeah,
late. You're late.
yeah. Yeah, I think everybody's late now. Most people I know are kicking themselves for not getting in 10-20 years ago.
Oh, without a doubt.
Where you could really get some deals. So, well, I appreciate it, Tony. And then you've got three more developments that we need to talk about, right?
Yes. So this is land, right? Now, when it comes to condos, particularly condos, we develop other projects. So I have a few resales. By the way, I know a lot of people say, well, land, yeah, I get it for the investment long term, but I want
Yeah,
something now, something ready to go. I want to use it, right? Maybe, or if I'm not there, I want to rent it.
okay.
So this is a pretty cool project here. This one is called Aguasanta Vibe. And Aguasanta Vibe is a small boutique project that has 8 units. These are all 2-bedroom units. And then the penthouse has 3-bedroom double ceilings. And in this project, I have 2 units for sale. I have this one that you're looking at. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It measures in square feet is 1,300 square feet. It's fully furnished as you see it. The property is only 3.5 years old, I want to say. This is a unit that my partners and I kept. We sold out the rest of the units. We kept this one. We've been Airbnb in it, and it's done really well. And we have the history of the numbers. Unfortunately, we're having to sell it because we're building a new project, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. And that's much larger. So obviously we need funding. So we're selling this one, moving our monies there. And I think this is going to be a great opportunity for someone looking for a condo in, by the way, the best location in all of Tulum. This is inside Aldea Zama. And I know you're familiar with Aldea Zama. You've been doing a lot of tours there recently. You have roads, you have commercial area, you have parks. It's the only organized community of Tulum so far. So this is inside.
So what's the price on this one?
This one here, FYI, the market value of this is 340,000. However, I'm selling it for 305,000, 305. Okay. So 305, fully furnished as you see it. If someone needed small little financing, let's just say they needed a year, we can finance them for a year. The views are amazing both ways. You don't have any buildings in front of you or in back of you. This is actually the view from the back. You have a
So you
little
have a
pool in front.
little plunge pool.
Yeah, a little plunge pool there. And I recently got an offer for actually it's a friend of mine who wants to rent it from me. And he wants to rent it for $1,800 a month.
Oh, really?
So that gives you an idea of what you can make if you wanted to do long term. We've been renting it on Airbnb, and obviously Airbnb has been more profitable for us than a long-term rental. Some clients don't like the short-term Airbnb because it's a lot of work. So they're like, you know what? I'd rather just rent it, you know, 1,800 to $2,000 a month and collect that guaranteed rent. But if they wanted to rent it through Airbnb, we have the company to do that. So that's how we're doing it now. So basically, I would pass this business because that's what it is now. It's a business that's been consolidated for over 3 years. Has been renting. We have the history. We give that to the next guy, and we continue the same operation. So they don't have to worry about who's going to rent it for me. How am I going to do it? Same company will continue to do it, and that is our company, by the way. So they don't have to worry about anything. Okay, so this is
what kind of gross revenue are you seeing on that over the last, like, average for the last 3 years?
So we've been collecting anywhere between $20,000 to probably $26,000 net per year the last 3 years. Okay. So let me look at if let's just say you bought it for $305. Let's just say this is making you $24,000, which is more or less the average that we've been making. You invested $305, you're making $24,000. That would be
about 8%.
8% ROI. Yeah. 8% ROI. You don't have to invest into any more furniture. I mean, you know, it's ready to go. Now this is one unit. Okay. So this is one in Aldea Zama. Now in that same building, I actually have a penthouse. Okay. This is for someone that's wanting to look into something a little bit bigger, something a little bit maybe more exciting. There is a unit available here that is a beautiful penthouse. And this unit here is really cool. This unit, it does not belong to me. This is one that I sold to a client from the United States. He had it for, I want to say 2 years. He's been renting it. And then unfortunately, he needs the funding for one of his projects back home. So he wants to sell it. This is I started from the top. So this would be the third bed on the top, exactly, the penthouse. And it's massive. That bed is a king size bed. And I don't know if you see, there's a little handle you can pull at the bottom. That brings out a queen size. So you have a king size plus a queen in the bottom, just for that extra space. Okay.
That's if you have a dog, right? So your dog can sleep in the queen.
Yeah, exactly. Not the kids. The kids can stay in the living room. The kids would stay there. So just this is the top floor, has a little pool outside, as you see here, on private terrace. This one measures 20. Let me double check in square feet here. 200 times. This one measures 2,200 square feet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 2,200 square foot, 3-bedroom. Let me show you now the downside. Oh, and by the way, this top floor, has its own kitchen. Where's the photo at? You can see it here on the left. So it is a lock off. Okay, there we go. So you see this door? This door is its own entrance. So you can actually rent the full downstairs part, which is 2-bedroom, rent that individually. You can stay here and rent the downs part, or you can rent it as 2 individual units.
Right.
Okay? You can rent it as 2 individual units. This here would be one of the bedrooms on the ground floor. This would be the terrace of that bedroom. This would be the second bedroom. Okay. Also comes as you see it, fully equipped. This one, Sean, is only 460,000. Actually, I should get you to check this one out and film this one. I just got this from my client last week, literally.
Yeah, we could film it next week if you can get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it has this beautiful design. You see this what do you
Dream
call it?
catcher.
Dream catchers? These are massive, right? This
Yeah.
from here to here, this is 20 feet. 20 feet ceiling.
Oh, wow.
Furniture is literally brand new. I mean, well, not brand new, but it's got to be a year and a half old, maybe, the furniture.
Right.
And again, he's selling it fully equipped as you see it. And it has two pools. This will be another pool on the ground floor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's in the same building. I have those two units. This one's 460, and it measures 2,300 square feet, 3-bedroom, double ceiling. Okay. This one, the owner does want all the money, so there is no financing from us because I'm not the developer. I mean, I'm not the owner.
Right.
And then lastly,
now, do you guys have any companies that you found that are good at getting financing for foreign people?
look, I've dealt with two companies. One was not good at all, and their name is Tucasa Express, and I would never recommend that. I'm saying the name so that if they see it, don't use them. Don't use them, because a client of mine went through them. I mean, he already had the company. He came to me, says, Tony, I have the funding. I want to buy. I said, okay, great. It took 8 months for me to get paid. The owner of the condo was paying the interest and basically the mortgage from day one. So he's been paying it for 8 months and didn't even receive the unit. So it's big hassle. I do not recommend that company. Their interest rates go up. So they said, oh yeah, it's 6.75, but every 6 months it went up half a point. So imagine right now it's like at 10 or 11, and in a few years it's going to be somewhere around 13. And I don't think there's a cap. So anyways, do not go with Tucasa Express. Then the second company I've dealt with is called Hir Casa. Is HIR. Hir, HIR. And they are okay. They're pretty decent. The only thing about them is that the financing is very high. It's at I want to say 11% interest rate.
Okay.
So not the best interest rate, but it's very easy. It takes 90 days. I got the money. I did a couple of deals with them, and they're legit. But again, the interest is so high, and overall in Mexico, as you know, it's high. So other than those two companies, I haven't really dealt with a third, so I couldn't recommend anybody else. Have you found anybody else outside of these?
There is one of the Mexican banks, I'm not sure which one it is loaning money to foreigners. I know one realtor is using one of the local banks. I'm not sure which one, so it could be BBVA or I don't know, Socia or one of the local ones. And then I know Moxie was another one that was talking about coming here.
Moxie,
and I tried. Yeah, and I was going to work with Moxie, to be honest. I was going to help promote them. But they were kind of strange, to be honest. I got the feeling that they were a middleman in the loan process and weren't actually the lenders. But I know they're trying to get here. So I mean, they want to be
work with right now, because I think number one, the property 50% down payment. They have to do they have to use a third-party company to receive the funds. It's a little complicated. I think maybe this is what you're saying, or part of what you're saying. It's like I think it's Stewart Title. They use Stewart Title. So there's additional fees because Stewart Title has to do a title search. So there's additional fees. Because we spoke to them. I said, hey, I want financing. And they said, well,
Right.
look, we can do it out there. We haven't done anything there. We could under these terms. It's got to be
Right.
over 600,000. The client has to do 50% down payment, and we have to do a title search on the property. But yeah, I think it's
50%? I don't know.
50% down,
Wow.
and the property has to be valued at least 600,000. So
Yeah.
so no, I'm not using Moxie.
Okay.
By the way, this one here, Sean, this is the third unit I wanted to show you. This one is in another of our developments called Aguasanta. So same development company. This is a 1-bedroom, however, but it's a luxury 1-bedroom in the sense that it's large. So it measures 740 square feet. So it's a very nice size. Okay. 740 square feet. It's got its own private pool, as you can see here in the image. You could actually go from your bedroom to your pool. There's a little stairs. You don't see it on the image, but there's a little
Okay.
stairs, and
Yeah.
you just jump directly to your pool.
Okay.
1-bedroom, terrace outside, full living room, the full bath. I mean, the bath is perfect size. Here's a great view from your bedroom to that outside area. The finishes are marble floor. We use beautiful wood cabinetry. And this unit here is for sale for 220,000, as is, with furniture as well.
Wow, that's a really good deal.
Okay? This is a really, really good deal for someone who wants a condo that maybe they're starting off and they don't want to spend more than
Yeah.
200. This is a great entry project as well.
Yeah, it'd be good for like maybe even a retired couple that wanted to get into Tulum and didn't have a huge budget.
And these are only 8 1-bedrooms, so it's boutique project. You don't have any neighbors. Well, many neighbors, I should say.
Right.
All of the units have their own private pools. This is a different unit. This one's not for sale, but you can see what the other units look like. This is a ground floor unit, slightly bigger pool, slightly bigger area, got a little waterfall.
Oh, nice.
The kitchens are all the same, just like you see, they're all fully equipped. This project, we just finished it. We literally delivered it, I want to say in March. We just delivered this in March, so brand new project, and there is 1 unit left here. Okay, so anybody's interested.
One bedroom that's not furnished.
Correct, fully furnished.
Oh, it is fully furnished.
It is, just as you see, because I furnished them all. So when I sold these, I sold it with the furniture, so that it was a turnkey.
Okay.
And it's really nice, clean furniture, and it has everything: salt shakers. I mean, you don't need anything. Ready to move in or ready to be rented. So this one's 220. Okay. And then lastly, I mentioned that we're launching a new project. Okay, this project, same development company, it's us. This one is called Adonai, and Adonai is a very unique project. Actually, let me see if I have. There we go. It's a very unique project because it's very conceptualized, meaning that the architecture was done very uniquely and different than most projects. So if you notice, it has a lot of these arches, right? You have these arches. You have these black aluminum windows, very like Santorini Mediterranean concept.
Yeah.
And I did this concept because I modeled one that happens to be one of the most successful Airbnbs in all of Tulum. I use AirDNA, and from AirDNA we pull data, right? We find out which are the most successful Airbnbs, and there's one that is called what's the name of this one? Actually, I'll show it to you right now, but it's same Mediterranean concept. My wife just reminded me. It's called Altar Tulum. Yeah, actually, this is worth checking out. Watch this, because I know you're very into data, Sean. If you go and you put Altar Tulum,
yeah,
You'll see their Instagram. And by the way, check it out. Their Instagram has 72,000 followers. Okay. Like
Yeah,
this is a unique piece. When I say it's a conceptualized project, I'm talking about it's a project that had a lot of thought between it. It's got a signature design. It pulls a lot of people that are, they're looking for something trendy. They're looking for that Instagrammable, place to stay at. And this project here, so check this out. Let's go to the Airbnb. So this is one listing, okay? And they have many. So check this out. This is a 1-bedroom, okay? It's ranked, it has a 4.99 in Airbnb out of 5 stars, 89 reviews. So let's just say we wanted to stay here, let's say August, right? From Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
It's $170 a night for a 1-bedroom, okay? And these guys are rented probably 80% of the time. Well, in their DNA data, that's what it said, okay? So these guys are rented at 80% occupancy. Right now is not high season. It's renting at 170. Regular season, this rents for 250. And Christmas weeks, New Year's weeks, holidays, this 1-bedroom rents for 380. And I've been eyeing this project for over a year and a half because we modeled our project from them. I have no shame telling them they did it well. So this should be something that that people look at, because you got to know what do people like in Tulum, right? And the shows this is what they like. So this project is in pre-construction, Sean. This is something that will be delivered December of next year. This is a total of 16 units. Okay.
So you're already started building.
Yes, we started building 3 months ago, and we're ahead of the curve probably by almost 4 weeks. So this is ahead already 4 weeks.
So you're out of friends and family, but you still have good deals.
Correct. So yes, we already did a price increase already, one.
Yeah.
But I still have a solid deal in my opinion, because you can get a 1-bedroom unit here. By the way, the 1-bedrooms here measure 1,100 square feet, so they're big. They're big. Sorry about that. They're big 1-bedrooms. Those 1-bedrooms start at 250,000. Okay, 250. Okay. And then it jumps to the 2-bedrooms. The 2-bedrooms measure 1,600 square feet. They're pretty big. Those start at 380,000. And then I have I like to call it our masterpiece, which is this beautiful double ceiling 4-bedroom penthouse. Okay, with your own private terrace. I'll show you guys the terrace in a sec. This one goes for 600. I want to say $605,000.
And how big is it? How many meters?
That one is 2,300 square feet.
Oh, okay.
That penthouse. And those penthouses, based on the rental projections that we have, based on the data that we have, and the modeling that we did of that project I showed you, these units are going to be renting in low season anywhere between 350 to high season somewhere around $600,000 a night.
For the penthouse.
I'm sorry?
For the penthouse or all of them?
For the penthouse, exactly.
Okay.
For the penthouse. And then Christmas week, New Year's week, you're looking at $800 a night. And we have units today, Sean, that are renting for that. Okay, that are ready, that I delivered. Right. I don't have those for sale because those owners don't want to sell. But we have data that can support. If you say, wow, that sounds like it's a lot. Well, I'll show you other units that we built, that we delivered, that are in Airbnb today, making $800 a night in Christmas week, New Year's week. So I like this project a lot. It's my baby, our baby, because we put a lot of thought into it. We went to sell just less than 6 months ago when we launched the early friends and family stage. We're at 50% sold out already in this project, but we still have 4 1-bedrooms left, 2 2-bedrooms left, and 1 penthouse left.
Okay, so you're almost sold out, man.
We're almost sold out. Yeah. This
Nice.
product got a lot of liking in the market because of the
Yeah.
concept. You know, you've seen a lot of condos now that you're getting into Tulum, and I know you're filming and you have a great show, by the way. I've been checking it out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Congrats. I like it. Um, and a
Thank
lot of
you.
times, you know, the regular condos are just the stand, they're very modern, right? People don't want to come to Tulum and feel
Right.
like they're back in New York City, right? They want to
Right.
come to Tulum and feel like this is different. They want art, they want culture, architecture, they want texture, they want finishes that are different, they want jungle views, they want that interaction with the
Yeah.
jungle. I think this project does that because we
Yeah.
kept nearly 40% of the jungle here too.
Okay.
So so this project here is for those that want something in pre-construction. I think this is a great opportunity because we will give you 2 years financing at 0% interest.
Oh, nice.
So you pay 30% down, and then
Yeah.
we'll finance you the rest at 24 months at 0% interest. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then amenities on this one here, we have two pretty cool amenities. One of them is this jungle jacuzzi, which is just outside.
Yeah.
And it literally looks like a cenote, right?
Right.
This fits 8 people, and it's hot. So it's actual hot jacuzzi. Okay.
Oh,
Uh, that's part of the amenities. And then we
yeah.
have a co-working lounge area, which is pretty cool because it's gonna have a little bar outside, barbecue area, along with a waterfall. So right over here, it's gonna be a cascade falling, and then you
Yeah.
see the river goes underneath the deck, and
Oh, okay.
it stretches all the way to the entrance. Let me show you what I mean by that. It's boutique. It's only 16 units. We like boutique, and something I recommend. Look, so this is the amenity. So
Oh,
you're chilling here, you have the waterfall, you have the water coming down, uh, and that's it. There's no major amenities. It's not a big development, as I mentioned to you. We
right.
like boutique projects because in the data that we have acquired, continuously, the boutique projects do better than these developments that have 100 units, you know, that look more like a hotel, you know, as
Right.
opposed to a residence or a villa that always is going to outperform the bigger projects.
Okay.
So yeah, so those are the projects that we have. I mean, we can get into more info with more detail with the actual clients if they're interested. You know, we
Okay.
can show them depending on the budget, depending on their goals. Yeah, you know, whether they want land, whether they want a studio, or whether they want a penthouse. You know, we have options for your clients.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate it, Tony. It's been very informative, and those $40,000 lots in Tulum were pretty enticing, man.
Yes, very, very, very. I'd like to
Yeah.
take you there next time, Sean, so you can see the location. There's
Okay.
already, even though obviously it's all raw land now, but the
Yeah.
amenity, I mentioned that there's a lot right next to it. That amenity there is already in the works. And there's
Oh,
this
really?
beautiful, it's, you know, the Mayan sport that they used to play. They used to hit this ball with their hip, and they had to
Yeah. Hit it
put
in
it
the
like
hole.
this hoop. Yeah. So in the amenity of Selvarum,
And then
we
what was the captain of the winning team lost his head?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is that,
If
yeah.
you lost literally. You lost your life. This is the actual ring here. This ring, just FYI, is 30 feet from the
Oh,
ground
wow.
up. This
Yeah.
exists there, and it was positioned in a way that every month when you have the moon, right? When the moon comes out, you can actually see it through here. So it's really, really cool. Actually, we're gonna do an event there, and we're gonna invite a bunch of brokers and clients. I'm gonna
Yeah.
invite you on. This will be next month.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
can
That'll
check
be
that out.
fun.
Cool. Well,
All
yeah,
right.
you know, any questions you might have, Sean, feel free to let me know.
Okay.
Send your
Yeah, I'll
clients my
reach out. Hopefully we'll have some people interested, and I'll, connect them with you, and hopefully we can get a few of these sold for you.
Sweet. Sounds good.
All right. All
Well,
right. Thanks.
thank you very much, Sean. I appreciate your time. You have a good
All right.
evening.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.